So it's actually not exposed, so it's completely encapsulated.
But it could be exposed.
Yeah, so silica
It's
is
a
actually,
hazardous material.
silica is not a hazardous material.
Yes, it is.
Well,
Everything you saw on a concrete on a state highway, that's silica, that's gotta be treated.
Yeah, so when it's airborne, it is actually harmful to your lungs.
Correct.
But in this case, because they're in silica wafers, they're already kind of cemented together in small packages.
So it's not a powder.
Correct. And so they're wafers themselves, and so those are within the entire panel, which I have my panel example, excuse me. So then those are within that, and then there's a glass sheet over the top of them, and again, that's shatterproof, and so it's really like you can't get any glass to come out of it. So
We
they're
gotta wrap
completely
this up.
sealed.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got more agenda.
None of us up here being negative like this, okay, but as I stated in the motion, advised by our town's attorney, it's a contentious subject, there's no doubt about that, okay? I get the phone calls, regardless, again, I get a motion, let's table it for next month. There's a motion and a second.
Next question. One question.
Okay, go ahead.
More discussion. Do we have next steps that we need, information we need? Because I don't want to just go to next month and bring it up and we still have vague answers to a lot of things. Have you been taking notes on questions we've asked that we haven't had the answers to? Or you can get those answers back to us?
Yeah, I think I think I'll take your recommendation of if there's information that you feel that we can provide still.
I would
Yeah.
suggest that if you have specific questions, that we run them through, so I hate to say this, one point of contact, so we don't have 16 different evolutions of whatever. So make your questions, are you willing to come back at another meeting?
Of course, yeah.
We would just ask that you can share those questions with us ahead of time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And specifically with the attorney, speak
Yeah.
to what the state law is for these types of practices.
Correct.
Yeah, and
Second
my
Monday
contact information is
of
on
September.
Second Monday of September.
Perfect.
not later.
We'll be here.
One thing specifically is have your, I don't know if it's your finance department, whatever, get you a clearer answer. Clearer, not clearest, clearer answer on how this legislation is going to impact.
That won't exist by the second Monday of September.
I know that. I'm just saying, you guys, you're not in finance, right? Go to your finance people, your CFO, whatever, see if you can get more information. I didn't say final information.
Yeah, I wish I could give it to you. The industry, the multi-billion-dollar industry, which is far larger than our company, will not have that answer by the second Monday of September.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say this. If it turns out that the funding for solar for all or Power Up Wisconsin goes away, my guess is that Blaine's probably looking at having a discussion with these folks on whether or not they're gonna employ a system on this property. It's kind of like getting an incentive to go to an electric vehicle and
Well, sure.
pull that.
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely. I'm not
makes
saying
it.
that wouldn't happen.
As the landowner, that lease is right.
Say that one more time?
As the landowner, developing that lease is his right.
Right, that's my point.
Is it all done?
No,
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
see you next month.
Thanks, Blaine.
You bet.
Thanks. Okay. Number 6, request for approval of fireworks permit for Blue Spring Lakes Association changing July 4th fireworks show date to Labor Day weekend. Permit was given to them. Obviously, I signed it for the 4th. It's not the 4th. They want to have it September 30th or the 31st. All of this is a date change. August 30th and the 31st. I'm making a motion to approve the change of that date.
Second it.
Any further discussion?
I would suggest we also Yardsky as the fire chief, so that he's aware formally, here's the fireworks from him.
With that amendment, given to the chief. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, hey, Josh, it's your turn. Discussion regarding Little Prairie Road traffic and possible action regarding the same. Where are all those? We've got some data and you're gonna explain it, okay?
So,
This is interesting.
2 months, I think, ago, we talked about a citizen request that was on our agenda to lower the speed limit on Little Prairie Road, along with some other information. Since that time, we worked with County Highway Department. They deployed their traffic analysis data collector at 3 different locations on Little Prairie Road for approximately 3 days in each spot. One was 300 foot south of Horse Riders Campground. One was kind of in between what I call the S-curves at 532 Little Prairie Road, and the other one was 180 feet east of Ely Lane. So every day has a summary. They do also have a absolute data count of every single trip that went over tubes. But generally speaking, starting on the 17th, we had 1,200 cars a day. 22nd, we had approximately 1,100 cars a day, and starting on the 29th, we had approximately 875 cars a day. From a numerical standpoint, I can tell you what happened between those dates. Highway 12 opened. That's why there's 400 less people on Little Prairie Road at the end of it than was at the beginning of it. Okay? Within all of this, it summarizes additionally the slowest speed, the average speed, and the fastest speed within each one of those sections. The fun part is that we can report that on the 18th, 74 miles an hour.
Yeah.
74 miles an hour. On the 23rd, 74 miles an hour. On the 24th, 72 miles an hour.
Is that past Veely? Is it past Veely on down there?
This is in the middle.
Yeah, right in front of my house.
Holy crap, you're
Yeah.
kidding.
No, I see people pass each other on their
We
road.
get this
So-
information from county cops.
So, on the 29th, 75 miles an hour. On the 30th, 72 miles an hour. On the 31st, 74 miles an hour. And on the 1st, 75 miles an hour.
That's average,
No, fastest speed recorded.
fast.
Each one of the days, there was somebody doing over 70 miles an hour on the Little Prairie Road. So the next part of it is what's considered
I was on my horse.
what's considered to be the 85th percentile. Well, the 85th percentile again is the speed limit at which 85% of traffic goes at or below. Okay. The reason that the 85th percentile speed is included in each one of these sheets is because it is the bare bones baseline of setting the speed limit. It is not the only thing that matters, but it is a very heavy portion of what the speed limit should be. So, as a result of all of that, the enforcement rating for the first section by the Horse Riders Campground they have is a high enforcement area, meaning people are well exceeding the speed limit of 45. Same thing with the portion that's east of Ely Lane, and the part in the middle is a low enforcement area in general because people were doing 85th percentile 48 miles an hour.
And this was where again?
This is in the middle of this.
Is it kind of a Chuck's house right there?
Yes, it is.
That's because that solar speed speedometer is there.
That's on the other side of Ely Lane.
It's still,
But it's
that's
down,
still west,
but it's down
west of.
across from the fancy
Where-
place. Horse Gardens.
Correct. This is away from that.
Right, it's up on the hill. It's
Correct.
way on the 45 sign.
It It's right in between the three S-curves that are on that road. Okay? Bottom line? So the bottom line is that realistically, the speed limit, if looking at the 85th percentile, is too low. Okay? 53, these are the 85th. 53, 53, 53, 53, 54, 53, 55, 54, the section in the middle, 48, 48, 48, 48. So on average, people are doing between 85% of the people on that road are doing between 48 and 54 miles an hour. I'm talking with the county, two different people, first the highway commissioner, and secondly, I forget what his title is, his name is Gary. He is GIS and speed analysis. It's an enforcement problem.
Folks, we're gonna have to get a police department now. Be ready.
So, it's an enforcement problem, and he said it is not, absolutely not uncommon. We saw the examples of Highway B, okay? Last month when we looked at whether or not we were gonna have the county do this, he said they had somebody do 82 miles an hour in a 35. So people speed because people speed, but the 85th percentile of that road turned out to be like 42 or 43 miles an hour. So the speed limit technically is too low there, just like theoretically. The voluntary compliance part of this, the 85th percentile, when you go through DOT and their bulletin 21 on setting speed limits, is that you want voluntary compliance. You're not trying to set up a speed trap by lowering the speed limit to something people aren't expecting, which is part of the reason why we got rid of 15 mile an hour to begin with by the park. Number one, because it's kind of out of the blue, and number two, how many people are aware of the fact that it's gonna change unless you signal it way ahead of time, right? So my suggestion at this point would be that we contact the sheriff's department with this information and ask them for a specific patrol of the Little Prairie Road to try to help eliminate the speed limit. And if once in a blue moon, there's a cop sitting there, a sheriff sitting there, maybe people will start to do more like 45.
So that road is marked, because I just drove it before I came here. When you got the turns, you have the caution left and then the hook to the left if you're going east. So in front of DOE Road. It's marked 35 miles an hour because of trail crossings. You got the Ice Age Trail and the Horseman Trail. I live right there. I see all the people using it, especially on the weekend. So it's marked to go 35 miles an hour as a caution. Then you go the other way, it's dangerous intersection, 35 miles an hour. And then it cautions you for the blind curve, and then another blind curve at like 25 miles an hour. So they literally have it marked 35, 45, 35, 45, 25,
Yeah.
all in a mile.
It's ridiculous.
And then they're saying because I disregard the law, and everybody else does too, then that's what the speed limit should be?
Well, the yellow signs
It's
are,
not the auto line.
the yellow signs are, advisories.
Advisories for good reason.
Right.
It's
So when
really,
you change the speed limit or advise it 5 times in 1 mile, something's amiss.
it's really difficult going into town and have it change back, change.
45 mile an hour, all away from a,
The regulatory sign is 45 miles an hour.
Oh.
The regulatory sign is 45 miles an hour from Z to the village limits. It's 45. The others are advisory signs, and the reason they're advisory is because of a change in the driving conditions.
So we cannot get a ticket there.
you can't get it for, say, if it says 35, because it's really 45. They're telling you to slow your butt down.
I did not know that back. I did not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell anybody that.
I make a motion that we pass these statistics on to the sheriff as recommended, and we ask them to, what would you say, post.
Do a directed patrol.
Make a directed patrol.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I wanna know who's driving 7 miles an hour down that road.
That's a joke. Okay, I'll go see the sheriff.
We need a motion to do this, I think we should talk about 9 before. So I make a motion that we discuss, old business agenda item number 9 prior to number 8.
I'll second the motion. Motion's made to move 9 up in front of 8. Any second, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, action regarding drawn down of current line of credit by $273,901.75 to pay further invoice. Discussion and possible action regarding borrowing of funds to cover current and future costs of town projects. Determination of amount of borrowing and possible direction and or regarding the same.
Well, part of the way that's written, part of that goes up to 8. Future costs of town projects. Right? Regarding borrowing funds to cover current and future costs of town road, 8 is above future, isn't it? Anyway.
I'll make a motion to discuss 8 and 9 at the same time.
Second.
Fine.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're talking discussion regarding road projects, funds due and borrowing
I make
options.
a motion that we draw down the current line of credit by $273,000 to pay the current farmer invoices.
From the existing, $600,000 line of credit. I'll second that motion. Any further discussion on that? $1.75. No further discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion still carries. You have to explain yourself to the guys.
The one who wanted to not here.
Well, we also have a set of invoices from Payne and Dolan for the Highway H project.
Well,
Okay.
keep going there.
So we have a set of invoices that came in last month for the,
But this agenda item says pay farmer.
Yeah, but it's also.
and possible action regarding borrowing of funds to cover current and future town road projects, determination of borrowing amount and possible direction and action.
That's
regarding
fine.
the same. Okay.
But let's take care of the current, and then go on to the discussion of the new stuff. We just did that, we just did.
One more.
Sorry, I'm scratching my brain. Let's keep going here.
He's instructing, he's
Dan, why don't you check that, turn it up to high at least, and it's a little more.
we haven't done that already.
One, the bigger fan, turn it down one, no, top is probably cold, and just turn it down one more to the right.
That's the louder one.
Oh, wow.
Geez.
Done that
Long
to
hair,
yourself.
So we have HMA invoices from Payne and Dolan for $103,162.57. 103,162.57.
What does HMA stand for?
Hot mix asphalt. We also have the county's portion of labor and equipment to pulverize, grade, and pulverize the road, grade the road, place the hot mix asphalt, and shoulder the road.
And that is,
Currently, $78,352.53. That includes an estimate to shoulder because it's not complete yet. Okay? So the total for Tamarack Road is estimated at $181,515.10.
So that comes in about 40,000.
Approximately $47,000 less than we anticipated during budget.
Well, that's a good thing.
So, using a round number of 185
Yes, let's use that.
and a round number of 32,000 is what our reimbursement will be at some point in the future for the hot mix asphalt. Okay? Approximately 2 months from now. If not, 3 months from now. So it's gonna be right at the end of November, let's say.
Okay,
We will get reimbursed for 31,400, whatever, call it 32.
November is what, when we get the 31 back, or we
yeah, that,
get those invoices?
No, so
When we get those invoices?
we have tickets from Paint and Dolan currently for the HMA that we owe them. The county will probably be within the next 30 days that we see an invoice for the 78 grand.
okay, what's your recommendation?
So they decide stuff. One of the spreadsheets here, it would be technically the third one in.
I don't know which one to start with, which one is the third? Let's see.
It should say 100, 901, 75.
Okay, I got it.
This includes what you guys just approved, this one. It's $100,000. What we just approved, which was drawing the 273,975, draw 3 per corner,
Right,
okay? So there's a remaining action to be done for this $185,000. Do we draw 84,000 and some change out of the line of credit and issue additional note to cover the 101? Or do we use that 185, so the next sheet is the 185,000 estimated balance for Tamarack Road? The red has been done, 185 would still be outstanding. So either use the increment that's in the line of credit and then $112,000 note, or leave the rest of the line of credit there and issue a note for Tamarack at 185.
Why would we leave that money?
well,
What's the interest rate difference between
So,
the
so
600,000
here,
and half?
okay, so let's answer the question first. First question is how much is it gonna cost? It's all in. At the bottom of the day, if we use all of the line of credit and issue 101, we're paying 785. Box at the bottom, or the box over here. If we leave 84 undrawn, it's literally $200 difference.
so if we leave the 85 and I'm just gonna say,
Almost 800.
I'm sorry, you're correct. If I would have printed it on tablet, I would have been able to.
which one do you want to
Say that again for the camera.
If I would have printed it on tablet, you could have read it from across the room. That I might need glasses, okay, fine, I might need glasses.
hey, which one exactly are you looking for?
75 and 76. Very bottom. 785 is if we pull all of it, remaining 84,000.
This is not the one.
Give me that, give me it. No, it's not.
This one?
Is that the first one? Josh is doing a good job for the old people at the meetings.
I've got it.
Okay.
So it costs us $800 to take out a new loan.
Correct.
Why would we do this?
So you could say, why would we do that? Why would we spend the additional 800? So if you look at the difference between the payments, the light blue boxes to the side at the lower right hand corner, what it does is it changes dramatically, I'll say, the schedule. And these are all the various different options of how do we want to approach this. Is $800 a game changer? No.
Are you looking at 185 on this one then? Or
Which number is on your sheet? Which sheet number are you looking at?
5?
We're on sheet 3 or 4. So the total payout on sheet 3 is $785,647. See that at the bottom?
Yep.
Sheet 4 is $786,478. On sheet 4, there's an $800 difference in schedule, but the schedule of payments with the existing amount that has been drawn, what we have to pay back, the 273 taken into account, it changes the annual payment structure. So borrowing all of the letter of credit, line of credit, has a smaller peaking factor than issuing a new note. Right?
Yeah.
The annual payments also change, are different in year, I'm gonna call it 2028. The other one becomes cheaper than the first one, and it bounces back and forth.
It's kind of, that is the same, with the current note, using it all, the total payments, 26, 28, 503,000.
Yep.
We don't take that last 84, we put in, we borrow 185.
Yep.
We're only paying 405,000 total payments. 0.5% makes $100,000. Why is it $100,000?
It's a half a percent from the 84 grand, because the 84 grand is not.
Right, so why are the total payments down by $100,000?
It's the 84 grand. It's the 84 grand draw is here, and it's not in this one. The 84 grand goes in
Right,
his life in the
right,
boxes.
I get it, but you've increased the loan amount by that same 84,000 here over there.
Right.
Why would that cause it to be $100,000 less in our total payments?
It's the 84,000 plus the interest. It's 3 years worth of interest.
You're paying the $80-some thousand no matter which one, it's either here or down here. So why is this number $100,000 less?
Because that is specific, the purple box is specifically for the line of credit. So if you don't take 84 grand here, it goes away right off the bat.
Yes, but then we're borrowing 84,000 more here,
And
so it's
then-
back in somewhere.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, it's in the light blue portion, because this is supposed to be related to this, and this was related to this loan payment.
So what do you
That's the
recommend?
total payments. Okay. Where are the new total payments, where's the new total payment number for down here?
The total payment for a new note is right here, if you borrow 101, it's 118.
217.
Yes.
So again,
number
it's
in the
$100,000 more.
correct, is now down there. This amount is the combination of the line of credit and the payment for this note.
Almost a wash either way.
It really
Have a good day,
is.
people.
So what do you recommend, so what do you recommend then? It's a wash either way.
So, we can get past this.
Question. What do you recommend?
Whatever you want.
Is it bad to ask what you're recommending?
I mean, whatever, I'm not gonna get into this.
You don't want it. Should we table it? No. And what's the recommendation? We need somebody to make a recommendation.
Do you guys wanna pay the farm bill now and address the county bill next month? And the HMA bill next month, that's, like,
I don't think we're saying that.
I'm presenting 4 different options to borrow the same amount of money. What's my recommendation? At this point in time, go with the cheapest one, deal with the rest of it.
Point
If
out
you
again
wanna-
which one's the cheapest one?
Borrow the 84 grand and issue a $101,000 note for 10 grand. If you wanna talk about the fundamentals of the budget and not skip through this part, then fine, we'll skip through it. The cheapest option is this one. Take 84 grand within the line of credit and borrow what we
What
need.
fundamentals of the budget are you referring to?
So in the big picture of things, your number 1, which would be 2026, you've got $176,000 due on the line of credit, and you've got $72,000 due if you borrow additional funding. If you go to year 2026 and take in the new debt amount, it's either 199 or it's 215. Go to the next year, it's 191 or 206. Then the years after that, it gets smaller on the right side than they do on the left side. You lose $100,000 worth of debt service, not quite, it's $74,000 worth of debt service in 2028. And then it goes back down the other direction and we go down to 23 grand in 2029 and 43 grand in 2029. We can borrow 185. Just side by side. There's a different structure. Ultimately, what's our goal? That's my question back, is what is our goal? Are we trying to borrow for the cheapest amount? The answer is super easy. It's to use the line of credit and issue the other note for the rest of it. If you want to try to structure the debt service so that it doesn't do this over 4 years, then we can have that conversation. But it has a net effect on everything.
Yes.
So it's not just a simple answer.
Well, you're the one who put the numbers together, have been us asking you just to walk us through and explain. I don't think it's an unreasonable question.
Okay, so then the 5th option is this. Slide the other sheet next to it. It should say sheet number 5.
Yeah.
It's if we would not have voted to approve to use the 273. Yes. If we would have voted to not use any more of the line of credit, then we would have issued $500,000, which coincidentally turns out to be really close to what we're looking at for the amount due to farmer and the amount that's due to.
Right.
Based on the budget, right? So I revised it to a $459,000 loan for 5 years, for 5.5%. The total amount due is 800 grand. Versus the 785 versus the 786. Total amount, interest, principal, the whole ball of wax. The difference with this is that the first year, which would be 2026, debt service payment would be about $205,500. After that, it goes down to 108.